The following show features episodic breakdowns of Jackass, either performed by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. For your safety, avoid listening to this podcast at all times. Hi, I'm Mikey Aaronworth.
I'm Jason Wellwood.
And I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Welcome to Jackass.
Welcome to Jackass. It's the podcast where we're on a path of destruction through every single episode of Jackass.
We are three lifelong fans of the show, reliving the belly laughs, bad ideas, and broken bones.
Electric Avenue. I still got that song in my head from the last time.
Good.
Yeah.
Chris has been sitting in his seat
I haven't moved
since we stopped recording last week and has not moved.
Just singing Electric Avenue.
Well, because he has a fear that someone broke into his house in the middle of the night and set up a bunch of hanging tasers.
My hallway is just buzzing, and I'm like, I cannot leave this room right now. You never know what's going to go on.
Yeah, you're like, what's his name? Jimmy McGill's brother from Better Call Saul.
Oh, the guy with the fucking...
the tinfoil. And,
Oh, man, how he tricked him that one time when he makes him walk through the thing, and he's like, "Gee, you've had this the whole time," wins the court case. I'm like, that is some gangster shit.
Oh, yeah, right. That was, you know what, like, obviously is completely unrelated to Jackass, but what a fucking show. What a fucking show Better Call Saul was. But you know what? We've got a pretty good podcast on our hands as well, so much so that we've had a couple more reviews come through the iTunes charts, and I wanted to give a little bit of a shout out there.
It's funny because
Lionel Williams.
I was going to give a shout out as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So you start with yours, Chris.
Well, instead of my fun fact, because, see, you kind of killed my whole momentum. I had this whole plan today.
Well, Chris, you didn't have momentum. You started off singing Electric Avenue. So I tried to carry the weight there.
This is all planned. You know, I'm very
calculated. So continue on with your plan.
So as being a man of the people, you know, I think it's only right that, you know, every once in a while you give a shout out when people really give us that love. And I always appreciate those little things because this person's been like tagging us in their stories, giving us feedback, giving us comment on Instagram, and she's an artist. So I figured we'd direct some of our fans to her Instagram page, because actually I'm not like a ritzy like arts person. Like, I don't understand. I actually like this stuff. It's like, looks like
I don't understand.
That's surprising.
Well, I'm not trying to understand art, but this shit I actually like. I was going through the pages because it's like very dark, but with like bright kind of colors and clays and stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm digging myself a hole, but
No. Let's continue on this, Chris. What is it about it that catches your eye? As shiny things.
No, because like when you look at the page, it's all like, it looks like lighter colors and bright things, and it looks like it's going to be something that's like I don't know, like girly, like something like a mom would put on her wall for a sec, and then when you take a look, you realize it's like people like eating flesh or like all this like really cool dark shit. So it's like a juxtaposition of what you would think, right? And I think that's pretty interesting stuff. So suck it, Mikey, because I'm gonna give you a big
It's a juxtaposition of what you would think.
I use the word juxtaposition. Give me some fucking credit. Anyways, follow her on Instagram. Her name's Amanda Doran. I might be spelling that wrong. Artist. So it's Amanda.Doran, DORAN.artist.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody's got a different interpretation of art. You know, you can look at it, you can take it away and say, this is what I see. All I learned today is that when Chris sees art in some way or another, it just comes back to suck it, Mikey. It's just a way to throw it in his face.
That's it. People are eating flesh, and it's my flesh. And Chris,
exactly.
By the way, sorry I derailed you. Yep. I was hoping you would come back to it and say we are continuing our progress with Jackass 3D. This is part 3 of our breakdown of the movie. Pretty important information there. But I do...
Maybe for you.
What?
It's important information for you. How like little credit do you give our listeners? They fucking click the podcast. They know it's episode 3. It's not that important. Do you think they're dumb? Are you not a man of the people? Of course you're not.
I mean, some of
insulting
them
our fucking things. We're trying to give them some credit, and this fucking asshole over here's got to think we're dealing with some toddlers over here. So
some of them are dumb. We know that to be true. I was talking to you guys before we even started, and like our TikTok, the number one, we did a video of Electric Avenue over on our TikTok at Jackass Pod, and the number one comment on that video is that I said they look like the people in the soldiers in Saving Private Ryan as they go to Juno Beach, and the number one comment was actually in Saving Private Ryan it's Omaha Beach, and it's like, okay, but also go fuck yourself. That's not the point I'm trying to make here.
One last thing before I forget.
Okay.
Because I've been trying to say this for a week. So remember last week we were talking about safety words.
Yes. Yeah.
And Mikey, you added your safety word. I came up with my own safety word this week.
Oklahoma.
I did a lot of
research. What is it?
My safety word's meatloaf.
Meatloaf?
Yeah, because I do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Chris? That is very good. That is very
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm actually, yeah.
But
It's deep. It's
the
deep.
only problem with that is a lot of my sexual acts, the dangerous ones in particular, have to do with cooking meatloaf. So that wouldn't quite work for me. We'll continue on with the episode, but I wanted to give a shout out to Lionel Williams 760 via Apple Podcasts, 5-star rating, one of the best podcasts out, which I agree with. Mm-hmm. It's so fun to relive some of my favorite memories of the old Jackass crew. Mikey, Jay, and Chris have impeccable chemistry. Keep up the great work, boys. There you go. Hell yeah.
I like that guy.
Thank you.
I like that guy a lot.
100%. And reach out to us on YouTube as well. Yeah. Why, Chris? Why do you like that guy?
Well, I particularly, any way to really get me to talk about you is to tell you I'm cool and Mikey's a dork. And praise me for that. And I will fucking
praise you for me being a dork.
For me being cool.
Oh, okay.
And you being a dork.
Sense. Okay.
No, thanks for the good review though. I appreciate that 100%. Too. I want to suck dick too. Hey,
I can see Jay over there. He's like, we got a podcast to do, boy. Jay is the real glue between this thing. Is me and Mikey could go off bickering with this. I could bicker with this loser all day, and I see that look in Jay's face. He's like, guys, we got some business to handle.
Got a job,
and
to
I appreciate Jay keeping us on the fucking track.
Yeah,
too many good horses had to die to keep this podcast together. I tell you,
the glue,
it's a train wreck sometimes.
Well done.
If you motherfuckers aren't going to say it, I'll just come out and fucking say it, I guess. Happy 100, dicks.
Oh, yeah.
We did it.
Fucking hell.
Holy shit.
100 episodes.
They said we'd never do it, and we got, by God, we did it. Cheers to 100
Yeah,
episodes.
I've got water as well in my
should I do water or coffee?
9:40 in the morning.
Okay, we all got water. We're cheersing water. This is what cool dudes do.
Dude, I don't know about you, but I'm not getting my drink on in the AM. I'm a classy guy. I keep that shit under control.
Well, time zones though, Jay. You're 2 hours behind us. We're it's almost noon
12.
where we are, so we're deep in the booze already.
On a Sunday, that's prime drinking time.
100%. When else are you going to drink your mimosa? Your weekly mimosa quota.
Weekly mimosa quota.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. We got a quota to fill because that's all we care about on this podcast. No, we don't want to entertain. We're just here to, make sure the conveyor belt keeps running.
That's it.
None of the sharp razor blades got into any of the children's Halloween candy.
Yes.
And so we have a duty to do. We must continue to review Jackass 3D. Here we go, folks. This is Preston in the field goal. Now, you probably remember this one. The minute it came on screen, I was thinking, holy shit, this is good. I remember this being good. We've got Josh Brown, pro kicker here. This is basically like fucking football in the groin is what this is. You remember the symbol?
Yes,
football
100%.
in the groin? Yeah, it's that brought to life. At least that's where I thought it was going until he makes this kick and that ball, let's just say it went off course. In the best way possible. It hits him right in the fucking face, like right up the chin. And you know how when you kick a football, the orientation of the football during a kick is such that thing's like a spinning fucking, it's like walking into a dungeon in like an Elder Scrolls video game and you have some sort of
like a spinning saw or something.
Spinning saw.
Yeah.
And you just fucking walked right into that shit. And Preston is on the ground immediately. And it just, holy shit, the impact on this man. It's like I could almost, have you guys ever had an impact to the face like that before? Because I could feel it. It was like palpable when I saw him get hit.
Like he takes dicks to the face like that all fucking weekend.
Yeah, on a good weekend. Yeah, of course I do.
Dude, ouch. Holy shit.
Jay, the way you're describing it, I'm curious. You kind of make it seem like maybe you thought they were going to aim for the balls or the belly and it hit him in the face. I always had the impression that they were aiming for the face in this one.
Same with me.
I'm right about that, right? Or did you not think that?
No, it made sense that they did it after the fact, but I think during the setup I was thinking, oh, come on, this is going to be a dick shot because it's Jackass. That's where you're going, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is it's not the time for me to make this point because I should just let it be. It's a funny scene where a dude gets hit in the face with a football. But this is one of the most beautifully shot scenes in the entire movie. It plays like a Wes Anderson movie. There's like this weird silence, a squeakiness as they're raising a net. Knoxville has a sign. Loomis does a little dance after the shot to the face. Like it's framed straight on. This, like Wes Anderson could have directed this one and I wouldn't be surprised by it. It was beautiful.
Did you like fucking pull your turtleneck down? You fucking classy motherfucker.
You don't like Wes Anderson movies?
Wes Anderson's my favorite.
Okay, so what's your
Just
problem?
He just doesn't like when you talk
I'm just trying
about
to find
things
a
that he
reason to
likes.
bitch at you, Mikey. Yeah,
I can tell.
I can actually like that point, to be honest, but like, it just doesn't feel natural to like be like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, I actually appreciate that. Like, I wanted to, but like deep down, I was like, I got to keep this fucking nerd down, you know? Got to keep him on his little pedestal down there.
It is a
Oh
little
my
pedestal.
God.
It's quite tiny.
Speaking of being down, though, boys, Preston was totally down for this because not only does he have a little orgasm on the ground, if you want to play that audio back for a second, we can all just revel in that. But he gets up and he gives the kicker a hug and says, "I love you, buddy." Like, he's so stoked to have been kicked in the face by Josh Brown. Like, I guess this was maybe a childhood hero of his or something. I don't know. I'm sure Josh Brown is like half the age of Preston at this point, and somehow he's still his childhood hero. I don't know. He looks up to little boys. That's all I could say.
It was very sweet, and this shows the maturity of Preston Lacey, who maybe 5 years prior would walk off set, like take his ball and go home, because he had done that in previous sketches. And you see that as well in Jackass Forever. Like, he seems to have mellowed out quite a bit from the Preston that we know in the TV show in the first movie or two.
Yeah, he did good here. He did really good. He took it well. Like, I'm impressed. Props to Preston for that. Do you guys have anything else do you want to say about this before we jump away from it and go to the next thing, or what do you think?
I think describing it as a Wes Anderson film is probably that's digging the bottom of the barrel
pinnacle.
for things to say about this one.
No, you know what? Give it to you, Mikey. It was pretty cool analogy.
Okay, thanks.
Every once in a while, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell it's early in the morning because Chris is all over the fucking place. Like, I don't think he's had his meds yet. He's congratulating Mikey. He's telling him to burn in hell and suck dicks. I don't know where we're going.
No. Jay, we've had 100 episodes. That's just Chris. It doesn't matter what time of day it is.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. I should put two and two together. You know, you guys are inseparable, boys. You guys almost stick together like. Shit, I don't know, some sort of industrial adhesive substance.
That's peanut butter and jelly. Does that work?
Nah, fuck that. No. That's stupid. Chris, you got something better than Mikey? That was stupid.
I think
Staples and paper.
Super Mighty Glue?
Oh.
Yeah, I can't think of anything better, so we'll go with that for now.
Okay, we'll go with that.
And we'll go into the next
Hopefully
segment.
that applies to the next segment.
What?
What's the next sketch we're doing?
Something to do with Super Mighty Glue at Bam's house.
Yeah. What a clinky dink.
No, we should have gone peanut butter jelly.
Knoxville is at Bam's house. This is weird. That's all I'm thinking about right now is why is he this? It's like you had to Photoshop this guy and he's not supposed to exist in this environment. Like, I'm used to watching people at Bam.
Often.
Yeah. It's weird, right? But Knoxville is here to ask who's got tummy hair, boys. Who's got tummy hair here? Anybody want a show of hands for tummy hair? Anybody?
I can show some tummy hair.
See? Mikey's got some tummy hair. Ooh, nice little line. Straight down. It's vertical. It's
little mole on there too.
Yeah, I ain't showing Chris? This fucking barrel on camera. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I ain't got much going on down there on the way down. Just you got to go further south.
I don't have a single hair on my back. I'm starting to actually get some chest hair.
What?
Like, I don't have like on my shoulder to back. Never had any hair. Oh, Chris. I once got a tattoo on my leg. I shaved it off. The hair never grew back.
Yeah.
But my fucking asshole is a fucking forest. It's like I have to trim that shit every fucking week. It's like, come on, man, give me some hair where I want. You know.
Chris, if you're just getting your first back hair, all I gotta say is you're gonna love puberty. It's great. It's a trip. Yeah. So
I was a late bloomer.
Were you?
I would, buddy. Yeah, man. I would go into the daylight and like look to see if I like had any pubes on, and then he got like a couple of those blonde ones. Like, I was like every single day. I was like, come on, let there be some. Like, it was a big deal for me.
Yeah, it was a big day for us all.
Yeah. You're jerking off and like you don't even know cum comes out. It's just like,
the first time it did, I felt like such a man.
Oh, 100%. I was so happy.
I was getting at it like years before it was possible.
Episode 100. Fuck it. Why not? This is where we're at now.
We've been here, Jay. We've been here. Let's not kid ourselves.
I gotta say, like, since we're already having this nasty ass conversation, I almost threw up when I went to roll back my Jackass tape here earlier before we started recording. I wanted to catch up, and I'm rolling it back, and I'm kind of like skimming through with the fast forward with the keyboard, and I swear to God, the whole thing was just like a medley of bodily functions and sounds. It was like for like 1 second of a guy going, and then it's another dude like farting, and another guy going, oh, and like a dude getting gored by a bull, and it's like, fuck, I love this shit, man. Like, go ahead and
someone
skim
walks
through
by your room and like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
skim through any Jackass movie just like I did, and you'll have yourself a good laugh. It's just like a
strange medley of sounds.
train ride of but we're at Bam's house, and we got the super mighty glue out. Let's get back to it. Phil he says, I have a fraction of tummy hair, which, Phil, we all know you're lying, buddy.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Let's be real. Preston's got tummy hair, so what do you guys think's going to happen next? You're starting to put the dots together, connect the dots here. Bam gets his hands out, palms out, and they basically just like fucking layer him up in this glue. And if you've ever got a little bit of mighty glue stuck to you, you know that shit is not easy. Like, I've glued my fingers together with just a dab. So the fact that he's got this all over his hands, smack down onto the tummies of Phil and Preston here, and just the face when he realizes, like, oh shit, I'm really stuck, because it's like instantaneous. There's no wait time on this.
I think in your mind, you're always thinking there's no way, like, we've all had run-ins with super glue. And in your mind, you're always thinking, like, there's no fucking way this is going to be, like, and I think they're probably thinking the same thing, like, worst comes to worst, he just pulls his hand off, like, it's not going to be a big deal. But every single time skin makes contact with skin and glue in this, there's a moment of panic on the person's face when they realize how in tight it actually is. It's amazing. It's so exciting.
You say that, Mikey. I've never had a run-in with super glue.
Really?
Yeah, I had that like an irrational fear of it. Like, I think like mom drilled it into my head. Like, it's like the same way as people are scared of, like, super scared of quicksand, and you're like, I just like stayed far away. I'm like, as long as this doesn't come near my life, I'm not gonna have an issue. So I've never used super glue. I've like watched people do it, but I was like a good 8 feet back. I didn't want anything to do with it.
What if you were drowning in quicksand, like we all thought was going to happen to us at some point in our life when we were kids? You're drowning in quicksand, and someone says, the only way I can save you is to throw you this rope, and you've got to super glue your hand to the other end of the rope so I can pull you in. Would you do it, or would you just drown?
100% I would. That's the best way to get out. You know, like, you're not going to get lost. You're stuck to that fucking rope. That's actually like probably how you should save people from quicksand, in all honesty.
100%.
Where do you guys think the worst place to get a drop of super glue accidentally would be on your body?
If you weren't circumcised, on your wiener hood.
Ooh, yeah, that's got to be bad. Like inside the hood?
I don't have a, like, I'm circumcised, so like I don't know what it's like, but like apparently you got to pull it back or some shit, so then you could just never pull your hood down.
I got to remember to take the super glue out of my bedside table next time I invite my buddy over for a docking session, because
permanent docking? That's amazing. Is that how gay guys get married?
yes, Chris. You didn't know that? They didn't teach you that?
I'll be with you forever.
That's how they do it. And then they're there. And they just spend eternity looking in each other's eyes. They didn't teach you that in grade
romantic,
school?
if you ask me.
That's parts of it, yeah. It's
you know, there was a type of non-denominational finger trap that used to have used to go by a different name back in the day, if you know what I mean. Yeah, somehow I feel like that super glue is like the ultimate version of that, except with two guys putting their dicks in it.
How about, like, we're kind of skimming past this, but like the last time we had a sketch with Preston and Phil was when Preston got in bed.
Yeah,
with 8 pretending to be Phil.
The handshake.
The handshake
beautiful.
was like, so to see them sitting together at a table was like De Niro and Pacino acting together in Heat. Like, I was so excited to see these two on screen again. I was like, I never thought I'd see the day. It was fantastic.
Oh my God. Dude, that's amazing. That's the best comparison ever. It's just like they like fucking aged him up or aged him down a little, then just added like 200 pounds.
Exactly.
There you go. Oh, that's great. So I love Chris, you're a fucking man of the arts now, self-proclaimed. Why don't you tell me, what did you think of the symphony orchestra here that Bam played? Let the audience know, just in case they're not watching along. What happens here with the Fat Guy Orchestra?
I don't have that in my notes.
Oh, no way. Really?
I think
like, I know when you're rolling with it, I'll be able to talk, but I'm just like, I don't know what you're looking for, to be honest.
It's Jay's talking
I don't do
about
my homework.
No, we know that, Chris. You never have.
just insult your brother and we'll move on.
Yeah.
That's all I'm here for.
No, this what Jay's referring to is when Bam's playing like Puppet Master on them, because he glues up his hands, sticks them to his chest, and when he moves his hand, they like sing basically, and he's like,
yeah. I thought when you were saying that you meant like what was the background song, and I'm like, I fucking never know the background song.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's so funny because it's just like that like you just go, I don't know. This is perfect. This is another example of like Bam finding the weird little niches inside what's already sounding funny and really finding a way to take it to the next level, like as unlike anybody else can do. other maybe than Pontius.
This, because you mentioned, Chris, that you thought Bam was in full force in this movie. I thought he wasn't up until Electric Avenue, but then Electric Avenue and then this one coming on, it really felt like this was Bam as I remember him, like back in full force. You know, him on his home turf, just hanging out with the crew, being the one orchestrating everything as opposed to playing on the sidelines with Johnny Knoxville. It felt like he really liked this moment to shine, and he took full advantage of it.
You know what this is? When they're attached by Bam, I guess the two, they're connected by Bam, and he's in the center kind of playing the orchestra. He's got a hand on each guy's chest, right? And he's doing this thing. It kind of reminded me of like any scene in an 80s or 90s action movie where the two buddies are tied together on a chair back to back, and you got a guy interrogating them because Phil's like, Preston starts screaming, and then Phil, he's like trying to play it cool and be like, Preston, no. Hold back. Don't give in. Don't tell them where the secret plans are. He's trying to tell them to shut the fuck up because he knows if he gives them those little squeals and squelches that Bam is looking for, he's just going to keep fucking going. So he's the wise one. He's the give me any buddy cop
Lethal
comedy
Weapon.
duo.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. He's whoever the smarter one is out of the two. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys. But yeah, I just thought this was hilarious. And Chris, you're so right. The fact that he fucking finds this little quirk and then just plays off it is beautiful. It's magic. They didn't plan that ahead of time.
No, and it's funny too because like when Bam's pulling on Phil's chest hair and Phil is like screaming, every so often, like when you think about Don Vito and Phil, you don't. In my mind, I'm like, I can't believe these guys are brothers. They're like wildly different people. But every so often, some of their mannerisms come out, especially in Phil, and he turns into Don Vito. And when Bam's lifting up the chest hair, Phil's like, what do you do, Bam? I'm like speaking exactly like Don Vito would speak. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can kind of see how these guys are brothers now.
I have a question, and maybe some of our listeners could help us out, because surely out of our listeners, we have some glue huffing fans.
Oh, okay.
Like
I think most of them actually probably.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you're a glue huffer, do you like work your way up with that like white Elmer's glue, and then like if you get super mega glue, it's like the chronic? Is it like the difference between like swagweed and like fucking indoor hydroponics? Like you work your way up. Like someone please answer that question for me.
See, I like a good glue stick because that's like a nice travel huff. You can just take that with you in your bag.
Yeah, that's like the modern day vapes.
Just
you can do it anywhere. No one really notices.
Yeah, you bring it up. You're like you go into the Grandin Toy with a pocket of them. You're like, I ran out of my cartridge. I don't have a new. you keep the same outer thing of the glue stick and you just pop another thing of glue in there. That's unreal.
Yeah, horses don't deserve life anyway. So 3, 2, 1, let's rip the hair right off these motherfuckers. And look, his hands are so hairy after those palms. My God. We get to see, though, what I love about this is it's another nice little side effect of this experiment is that now it's turned into a contest because we're going to look at his hands and go, hey, I wonder who had the most hair. And you can visually see it. So it's a nice, fun little quirk for the audience, I think Phil was the winner here, but that doesn't surprise me.
I honestly, the worst part about this is at first, like if you told me there are 3, we need to fill 3 roles in this. 2 people have a hand glued to their chest, and 1 person has to use their hands to glue onto the other 2 people. At first, I was like, well, I'll definitely super glue my hands and put it on their chest. Like, I don't want my chest hair ripped off. But as soon as he pulls his hand off and he's got super glued chest hair to his hands, I'm like, you know what? I'd rather be one of the people getting the chest hair ripped off and have to deal with a couple days worth of someone's chest hair being on your hands. Ugh, no thanks.
Yeah, every time you like go to like scratch your tooth or something like that, you just get a random hair for like weeks on end.
No thanks. That's so fucking gross.
Yeah.
Nothing worse, boys. Nothing worse. So get the isopropyl alcohol off the table here. We've got a nice little bottle waiting to go. This was well thought out. Apparently, Bam has what his mom calls a boo-boo hand, which he pours the alcohol on, and then a second later, I don't know if you guys have ever had alcohol like that on a cut open wound before, but I've done that, and it will just fucking continue to sting for like a straight hour after you've got it in the wound. Even like trying to clean it just makes it worse. It's like water contact like just aggravates it for some reason. Yeah, it's the fucking worst. It sucks. So I've been there.
Was that supposed to break down the glue, or was it supposed to clean the wound?
It breaks down the glue. I don't know. Maybe
I
both.
think
both.
I think it was to break down the glue.
I thought it was to break down the glue. Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to put that shit in open wounds. Like,
Right.
It'll sterilize it, but it'll hurt like a motherfucker. Apparently, like it can fuck up healing too, and you'll heal all. You get a
Heals
scar.
all the
I've got
good bacteria. Yeah.
I don't know. I've got a scar on my fucking palm of my hand from that, and it's not from jacking off vigorously. Not this time, anyways. So Dunn wants to ask the next question of the evening, if we shall, because this evening is not over. We've got a whole bunch of delights for you today. Dunn wants to put Phil's back hair on his ass because he's kind of like you with the back hair. He's still not quite. He's a late bloomer, and he sees that Phil's got a right patch for the picking, and he's gonna do exactly what needs to be done. And apparently, what needs to be done is to get Phil to. To go on all fours, like, one of those ancient Roman chair people, you know those guys?
Yep, the ancient Roman chair people.
Yeah. So go ahead and just put some glue on that ass and sit right down. Make yourself at home. Now we've got two guys stuck together by the back and the ass, and it's a sight. I don't know. I got a kick out of this. What do you think? You like it?
I loved it. I love all the one-upping they do of the different, like, because you get the ass hair, you get a hand glued in Dunn's beard, you get Wee Man getting glued to Preston. This had big paper cuts vibes to me. And there aren't as many of these sorts of stunts in this movie as there were in like Jackass 2.
Right.
And I was here for it for that reason. I was like, you know what? It's rare that we get these kind of like intimate, the muscle stimulator or paper cuts or one of these ones where it's just people in a room figuring out dumb shit. You can tell it was like, you know what? Someone start filming because I think we're onto something here. Mm-hmm. All of these I loved. And regardless of what your favorite moment is, I would believe you if you said it was the hands on the chest. I'd believe you if you said it was the 69. I'd believe you if you said it was the hand in the beard. It's just there's something for everyone in this one. It's great.
Yeah. Hey,
I couldn't agree more.
Sitting on a big puddle of super glue with a naked ass, I'm almost wondering, you guys, like, what do you think would happen? You think if you got a little bit in the rectum there, like in the cornhole, you think that would affect your shitting capabilities later down the road? Like, could you block an asshole with super glue? Like, prevent shitting? Is it that strong? I
think if you put your mind to it, you can do anything, Jay.
Okay.
If my parents taught me that, it's anything. It's that one thing.
What if your nuts drop down while you're sitting and then you get your balls stuck to his back? That would suck. Man.
I'd be holding on tight to my boys. That's all I know, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what if you accidentally got super glue on your hand first? Because there's a lot of super glue going around.
It's everywhere.
And you go to pick them up to hold them, and now you're like that guy who fucking got caught jerking off when Mount Vesuvius exploded and took over town, and this guy's just forever frozen and like stone jerking off.
Yeah.
How else would you want to go? That is unbelievable.
I'm going out like that for sure.
Yeah.
Everything you touch turns to gold.
You're like the most famous jerker offer, and there are a lot of famous ones. But to be, to be him,
do you think anybody in that place was like, well, this is gonna happen, I'm just gonna do like the weirdest pose ever just to really confuse someone? Just like huck the legs over the head.
I don't think that they would have had the foresight, but I guarantee you nowadays, if something like that happened, like with meme culture, people would be like, if I'm gonna die, I'm turning myself into a meme. 100 years from now, someone's gonna find this shit out.
Stretching your foreskin out like it's taffy.
One of the biggest takeaways of this one to me, I kind of went through like all the different versions of the super glue that we get in this one. Wee Man, when he's getting ready to 69 Preston, and they're talking about how long they're going to do it, and they're like 2 minutes, and Wee Man so earnestly looks up at everyone and says, 2 minutes is like the longest 69 I've ever done. Like, not realizing how much you're telling, like, okay, so he's 69 before. I mean, who among us hasn't? But to say that it's like specifically, he's like, guys, I will 69, but 2 minutes is too long. I have to draw the line somewhere. It's just such a weird stance to take.
Boys, when he's 69, do you prefer to be on the top or the bottom?
I like a side one.
A side one?
Hey.
Like the movie History of Violence.
I don't know if I've ever done the side one.
Broaden your horizons, my friend.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like being on top is, hey, some people might be into it, but I feel like that's kind of like the lady on the bottom. I mean, like you got to treat her like a lady here. I mean, you don't want to just be like, gravity will do its thing. And I'm just saying, if you're not careful, we don't want any puncture wounds or anything is all I'm saying, And
That's true. You finish and then realize that they just haven't been able to breathe for the last little while. You're like, oh shit.
Now, hey, if you've been working on, you've been working on your planks, you've been working on those abdomens, then okay. I'm sure you can support yourself and it's a safe environment for all, but, know your limits. That's all I'm saying. Know your limits.
Stay within
Play
it.
within it.
Stay within it.
I also want to speak of
69
knowing.
within it. Yeah.
I would love to know your guys' rating of this stunt.
No, you wouldn't. You just want to get to the next thing. You don't care.
Well, a
what we
little
have
bit,
to
but
say.
I am
Chris,
curious. I'm curious.
Chris, blow this facade
Yep.
right out of the water. This is just complete bullshit, isn't it?
He is. He's just all he wants to do. He fans. I'm just letting you know. He doesn't even want to be
Not
here.
really.
I know. He says it every time we start recording.
He just wants to get this over with. Just run the motions. He doesn't care about you people.
I just want to fucking finish editing this.
He's got to get out and fucking
He's
side
such a dork who
69
even
or
edits
whatever.
things. Ooh, I'm the editor.
Yeah, let's put this out raw, Chris. You realize that there was a moment in the last episode that you asked me to edit out because
I was thinking about that all day because I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet, and I'm like, I hope
Wait.
that out.
He asked for an edit out?
he
What
asked for an
happened? I
edit
didn't know
out,
about
and
this.
it was what he said was so egregious that I complied. I did
Okay.
edit it out. So
Can we just
keep
say
talking, keep talking your
now
shit,
for
and
the
I'll put
listener?
out the unedited version,
Okay.
Chris.
it? All right.
Mikey, don't do it because when you got canceled, I supported
When
you
did I get? What are you talking about?
Last
with the
week-
horse meat thing with all the friggin' vegans.
Oh,
and
that's
shit.
true. I
there
was
was a
getting.
I
horse
sent my
meat
buddies
thing.
from
Holy
England to
shit.
just flood blast their comments pages because man, these fucking vegans, they're fucking sick fucks. They're sitting there because like someone was eating horse meat and they started attacking our family. They went onto my mom's Instagram. It's like, you're a fucking horrible person for raising a monster. All because Mikey had a fucking piece of
Mikey
horse
was
meat.
eating horse meat.
Yeah,
How
I eat
was it?
horse
Yeah.
meat. It's
How
great.
was it?
Horses
Can we
are great
dredge this
food.
back up? It was good. Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's a
Okay.
meat
The
like
only
any
reason
other.
we eat cows instead of horses has to do with the Christian, like the Catholics. It's like a thing in France. They like eat it okay, and over here, it
Oh,
wasn't,
well, if
but
the
yeah,
Pope
it's a
says,
fucking
then
animal, eat
come
it.
on. If the
They're here
Pope's
for us to
cool
eat.
with it.
If we can eat everything the Pope eats, we have a wildly
Yeah.
different culture.
Yeah, I want a body like that. That's all I know.
And Jay, he wants a body like yours.
Yeah, oh, he does. He does. I know what you're getting at, and yeah, he does.
Jay's got a bit of a twink vibe.
Jay's got a twink
I'm a
vibe.
skinny guy. Yeah. I got the pounds where it counts.
Jay,
Pope,
do you want to?
Give me a call sometime. We'll hook up. I got some super glue in the side table. We can make this official.
Are we talking after this, Jay?
No, not you. No, not you. I wouldn't go anywhere near. You're not my type.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not into bears. Chris.
Honestly, I don't even fucking touch my own dick when I pee. That thing's been in some bad
Oh
places.
god, yeah. Ooh. You got to wear like dishwashing gloves. Get the toilet scrubbers out. Yeah.
Yeah, put on the fucking hazmat suit before you.
I
whip
can
it
tell
out.
Mikey really wants to get to the rating here, Chris.
So let's delay a little bit longer. Jay,
Okay.
how was your day
All right.
so far?
Day's been good. I'm like Mikey. I want to be here. And I
makes
don't
one of
eat
us.
horse meat. I don't eat horse meat.
I
I'm a
do eat
decent human
horse meat
being.
is delicious. I have it as often as I can. It's good.
okay.
It is really good.
You sick fuck.
I wonder if like Secretariat would like have like if horse meat became a thing, it's like the top of the line racing horses. It's like fucking like shark fin soup. It becomes some like
Just
elegant
imagine.
thing of the rich. It's like, oh, I just ate Secretariat's
Yeah.
grandson.
Yeah, that's what the billionaires all do. They go down to the track, they rent it out for all their billionaire buddies, and then they decide whoever's the loser of that race is going to get eaten. They have a big buffet, horse on the table, and it's a clean kill right after the race too. They don't even give him a chance to say goodbye to his family, his kids, his horse kids. They just take him out of there and chop him up.
What does that what does that look like? A horse saying goodbye to its. I'm picturing it wearing a
probably
fedora and
looks
carrying a
something like
briefcase
this.
for some reason.
It says nay for sure. It's like nay, nay, nay.
Nay. Nay.
6.9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jay, what about you? Or Chris, what about you?
what'd you just say, Mikey?
Yeah.
I said, what about you, Chris?
Is that my nose whistle? Someone's got a nose whistle.
That's Chris's nose whistle.
That's me for
Okay.
sure. My septum doesn't work anymore.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
No, that's what happened after the surgery. They probably knocked you both out and gave you Mikey's shitty septum and put yours
wish,
into
man. I
him.
want to get that surgery so bad.
It's fun. It's a ton of fun.
I hear if you eat horse meat, though, the recovery is faster afterwards.
It is a lot faster. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to 8.5 out of 10.
8.5. Nice.
I liked it a lot, as we know.
You know what? I'm gonna join you on that one, Chris. 8.5. I think there could have been more in terms of like a big moment, but it was so solid throughout the whole thing, and it's kind of a longer sketch. And I just love those excuses to just kind of hang around with the boys and feel like you're a fly on the wall. 8.5 for me as well.
Perfect.
Sweet ass sweet. All right.
Sweet ass sweet.
Sweet ass sweet. This is completely unrelated, but can you guys tell me which movie it is where it's like at the end of the movie, some guys I want to say it's Grandma's Boy, but I can't remember. But anyway, they go to some guy's house and he's complaining about his wife having floppy titties, and he just grabs one of them and like slaps it up into the air. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I
He's
don't.
like, look at these floppy ass
incredible.
titties, and he just grabs one and goes. And
I don't remember what that is.
I woke up this morning thinking about that. I don't know.
Was there where did that come from here? Did we say something like that, or was that just you thinking about Preston's tits, or what?
I don't know what it was. It just popped. Like I said, I woke up this morning. That was on my mind, and it's been killing me trying to figure out what movie that is. If someone knows,
you and Chris both have this weird ability to just like completely pull something from like a meme you saw unrelated to anything. We're like talking, and Chris will just be like, I saw this Instagram story where you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just trying to be relatable.
Yeah, we're men of the people, right?
Of course.
Like, look, I'm not trying to knock Chris off the mantle here, off the pedestal. He is the man of the people of the podcast. But I'm if there's a podium, I'm on second place for 100%. Sure. I think.
And you're working your way up. We could be shoulder to shoulder as long as I got like a millimeter above.
Chris wants that 51% control in Dragon's Den.
Okay,
that's exactly it. It's like, if I'm fucking going to war with Tom Segura over this shit.
Mikey, I don't know if you made the
got
podium.
Back to me, by the way.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying you might be like Latvia in this Olympics or something. Like you showed up, but I mean,
I still made the Olympics. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, but you might as well not have really have been there in the first place.
You guys are competing in the Olympics. I'm the one organizing the Olympics. So you guys have your little competition that you think is cool. I bought the medal. I gave it to one of you guys. May as well be a participation ribbon. You guys go take part in your little games.
Yeah, Mikey the elite over here, buying the medals, eating the horse meat. Yeah,
that's who I become. That's the role I play now.
All right, I'll. Did everybody get a rating in? Are we good?
Yes,
everybody's happy to move on. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. 69's aside, guys. We got ground to cover here. This is not my favorite part of the movie, but I'm glad that it was still in here and I wasn't just making this shit up. The 3D dildo is here. Fucking love this because they shoot it at you, right, out of a gun, and it's just flopping towards you in slow mo.
This segment is the gay version of the Freak on the Leash video from Korn. Remember with the bullet going through? But this is just a fucking flying dildo.
Wait, why is it a gay version? It's just a dildo. Women can use dildos.
I'm okay with it being the gay version, honestly.
No, it's the gay version because it's all dudes around.
Okay.
Yeah, Mikey, what? It's just
what
representation.
Kind of woman uses a
What's
dildo?
wrong?
Your woman uses a dildo, Mikey. When you're a real man, you got a real fucking cock. They don't need that shit, all right?
It's not a great dick. It's just
you're part of the family. It's got to at least be pretty decent.
It's okay, but it doesn't compete with like constant twirling and vibrating of like human ingenuity.
I thought you were going to say
it can only go so far.
Constant hardness or rigidity or something because
on my bad days, cock. Who knows?
Yeah. I almost wonder like. If you got the length but you can't get it hard, ladies, write in. Is that preferable, or do you want something more moderate that just gets rock hard?
This just in, like, Jay has a very moderate dick.
No. It's like a cooked spaghetti, but it's just
al dente. It's al dente.
Yeah,
mine has a little al dente in it.
El dente, yeah, it's good. You can chew on it to find out if it's fully done or not. You kind of throw it at the fridge, and if it sticks, then you're good.
Yes, as we've all done with our dicks before, hucked them at a fridge.
Yeah, why not? Try it at home, kids. But Chris, you're right. We're going. This is a world traveling dildo here. We hit the pyramids, the Eiffel Tower, a glass of milk.
Yes,
come on, all in slow mo too.
And then you get the William Tell moment with Rick Cossack at the very end because he's got the apple on his head. That was William Tell, right? The apple on the head. Yeah. And then except it hits him right in the face. Like fucking Fight Night round 3, the ripples on his face are just accentuated. It is unbelievable. I love these slow motion hits in the face. They can go back to those a million times in this movie and I'm still happy with it every time.
Yeah, dude.
Mhm.
I'm glad that was a good pull, Mikey. I thought of that too. The Fight Night Round 3. I
Yes.
bought that used at it when the video stores were going out of business, the rental stores. I bought a copy for like $3, but the disc didn't fucking work. So all I could say is fuck you, video update. Eat shit. I wanted to play that game so fucking bad and never got to.
Jay, you're not going to believe this. Chris,
What?
you're not going to believe this. Like Jay pulling Rocky from the side of him a couple weeks ago.
Oh, look at that.
I
On the
have Fight
mantle.
Night Round 3 at my
Okay.
desk right now for the Xbox
What the
360.
hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
man,
that like
we're
a
the
little
Matrix,
bit
dude.
of a teaser for a
It
upcoming
may be a
episode,
teaser
Mikey?
for an upcoming episode of the Retrograde Video Game Podcast, one of my other podcasts. By the way, that game still fucking slaps. It is so goddamn good.
If only I fucking knew. Eat shit video update. Toonie,
Yeah,
Toonie
eat shit
fucking,
video update.
Yeah, Toonie Tuesdays were cool. You go there and rent a game for $2. Huh?
Do you think
You
there's
guys
American
miss those
listeners who
fucking
don't know
days?
what toonies are?
Oh, fucking probably.
Yeah, for sure. It's the dumbest fucking name ever.
It is
pretty
really
stupid.
stupid.
I agree, yeah.
We have coins that are the equivalent of $2. Our single coins are called loonies because there's a loon on them.
A loon on it.
And our $2 coins are called toonies because they're
But
like
there's no loon on it.
because they're two loonies. It's so stupid.
It's fucking stupid. But don't worry, guys.
A loony just is like, why is it like, I didn't even think about that. They don't call it a loony in States. It's just
No,
it's
of course
a
not.
buck.
Just $1. Yeah.
Weird.
You know what I find actually Americans will find this strange is at strip clubs back when people used to carry change, it was
Yes.
customary to throw these hard pieces of metal at strippers and
Yes,
see if you could
yes.
stick it to their butt or whatever. Like, yeah, you weren't stuffing dollar bills, like because you're not going to give them a $5 every time.
No,
Like,
of
that's-
course
you
not.
can't.
No, with
No.
inflation,
Think we're made out of money?
that's too much. By
So,
the
like,
way,
That's what.
What?
this is a true story. Close running. Canada actually held a vote to see what they wanted to call the $2 coin. In close running, which I don't understand why we didn't incorporate this. It was instead of having a loon on it, it was going to have a deer, and it was going to be $2.
That
It's so much
Would
better.
have been brilliant.
It's so much
It's-
better, right?
Yeah, but it's too on
how
the
did
nose.
fucking Toonie win over that?
Wild.
It's wild. You know what else is wild? Girls
that?
Gone Wild.
Oh yeah.
Grandma edition, I guess. It's a music video, guys. Look, Irving's back. Zissman is here. He's in the house, and he's riding his little scooter, honking the horn at the ladies. We get some sick wheelies on that scooter. That's something I've always wanted to try. By the way, whenever I
Yes.
see someone in one of those fucking scooters at the grocery store, I just want to give them a GTA. Throw them out on the ground, get in there, pop some wheelies. But it's not socially acceptable yet. We'll get there.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, progress is a slow-moving machine. But listen, guys, this music video is just a bunch of hits of like stuff I feel like they tried to do with the Zissman that didn't really work as a full sketch. So instead, they slapped a sick track on there, and
The sickest track.
it's ready for MTV. Let's fucking go. Or sorry, Much Music if you're in Canada. It's ready for Much Music.
Black Eyed Peas, baby.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, they kind of fell off. This you make a good point, Jay. This feels like it's cobbled together of all the failures of Irving Zissman throughout the filming of Jackass 3D. But what a great decision to make. Like, you know what? None of these really work as one stunt. Let's just do what always works. We'll have a music video compilation. This was great. It was fun. It was kind of like their skating breaks, like skateboard breaks that they used to have in the TV show a lot. Just like a little palate cleanser of everything, get
Yep.
the energy
Yeah.
up and then get back to it. One moment in this one that I don't know if you guys noticed it. There's a moment where Irving Zissman, Johnny Knoxville, is dancing in front of a big, thick tree. And in the background, you see Preston Lacey kind of doing like jumping jacks in the background. And he goes behind the tree. Do you guys remember this part? He's
Yeah.
kind of like doing this. It's Wee Man who comes out the other side of that tree.
No.
Ha-ha.
Yes, dressed as Preston Lacey, like in the dog episode. I
Right.
lost my shit
I
when I
never
noticed
noticed
that
that.
because he looked so much like him. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's that uncanny valley shit right there,
Yeah.
guys. All I
They,
gotta say,
they film it like the movie 1917, where they would make it seem like it was an ongoing shot, but they'd pass by a tree stump that was like 7 meters long. It's
Oh,
like-
and I'm just imagining Preston Lacey trying to run down the front line there, running down no man's land, just out of breath. The camera's just like, he's just so far off in the distance, just trying to catch his breath.
and then he slides
camera
through a
truck's still
pool on
rolling.
the other side.
Yeah. But listen, like, we all got to agree the best part was the explosive shitting, right? Like when he shits
Oh,
and
yeah.
it just like fucking shotguns onto the wall behind him. I want to know what apparatus they used and had to install into his pants to get it to blow through his pants and out onto the wall like that. Cause it was like a paintball gun going off or something.
Yeah, it was
impressive.
like a potato gun or something like that. It was.
Yeah.
It was. We also do get Spike Jonze in this one.
We do.
The cutest old lady ever made.
She freaks me out.
He
man.
makes the.
I can't look
Oh,
at her.
really?
She
He's so cute.
creeps me out.
There is something weird.
Like
I
she was a
agree. Like, there's
pedophile
just
for
something.
sure.
Oh, it's something weird. Yeah, it's in the eyes, man. It's all in the eyes.
Yeah.
And the
Those
nose is
floppy
weird.
ass
I don't know.
titties.
There's just something. And just I hate fucking cankles. It's my most disgusting fucking thing. Especially when they look all
Cankles.
swollen. You know what I mean? They're just so wide,
Mhm.
right where it's supposed to be skinny, right where the ankle meets the fucking. Ugh, they gross me out. They really fucking gross
What
me
do
out.
you think is inside a cankle if you cut one of those open? What do you think comes out? Is it
Bone
juicy?
and blood, probably.
No, I think it would just be like air, just like.
Like it's. You think they're the Michelin Man? There's just
It's
like
just they look so
pockets of
inflated
air.
and
Yeah.
inflamed. It just grosses me out. Like I just can't do it. You could have the hottest fucking girl. If you gave me Margot Robbie's face with cankles, I could not go anywhere near it.
Aren't you concerned, Chris, that like we definitely have listeners who have cankles? Like
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm just being honest when I'm not allowed to fucking speak my mind because I got tiptoe around all these people. I mean, fuck.
Interesting. Did we just get a peek into the life of the man of the people? What is this about?
I think
Well,
they would
what are
be
you
more
talking
offended that Chris decided to use the term tiptoe because it's something they'll never. I mean, I'm just saying, like the extra weight distribution is off.
Oh, you guys are awful. Oh,
All I'm
man.
saying is, I'm sure there's someone that really likes cankles.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't happen to be me.
Hey, you can love any body type. Everybody's different.
Every single people
Chris
out there.
just doesn't like cankles.
Every single person's got something that they are, insecure about. Something about their body that they don't like. But I'm telling you, every single different type of thing out there, there's like probably 100,000 people that like every little aspect. So stay strong, be proud of those things that other people might not like, and just find someone that does.
But if they're cankles,
Like,
keep them the fuck out
I
of
find
Chris's
it's-
line of sight.
Well, see, like I find most girls don't like an extremely amazing giant dick. So it's very tough for me out there. So I just have to find the ones that do,
It's tough.
Right. Because even with your mediocre one, they still don't like it, right?
Chris, it's
Oh,
all
that was
right
a little
if
too
a
real.
mob of citizens, if the cankle mafia comes after you, don't worry, you'll hear them coming a mile away.
Oh,
So
it's not like they can fucking catch me.
you'll be long gone before they get anywhere near you.
It's just amazing to me that someone who consistently suffers from gout is making fun of cankles. Like,
Oh, when my foot looked like that, it grossed me
Yes.
out. I didn't want to look at my own foot. Trust me. It's like, it freaks me out.
Listen, guys, here's the bonus, the cherry on top of this music video. It ends, and then we do get a full segment. Oh,
Yeah, we do.
shit. So, okay, I'm on board. More Zissman? Yeah, let's go. He's with his grandson, Murray, this time, and they're going out scooter shopping because, I didn't even know, first of all, I didn't even know these fucking stores existed. You go in there, like, I've been to, like motocross stores where, like, they got all the bikes lined up. This is like that, except just way lamer, and,
Yes.
yeah,
I bet there's
love-
like 7 in Parkdale. If anyone's from Toronto, they'd know what I'm talking about.
yeah, honestly, there are, like, in Toronto now, there are a ton of e-bike stores, which is just obnoxious. But
No, I
this
just
would-
mean like when you're rolling around park, I was like there to pick up like when my sister lives in this area, and I like go there to pick up her dog, and like I thought there was like the people on those like handicap scooters. Like I thought it was a
Right.
convention because there was like I text her, I'm like, is there something going on today, or is there always these scooter people? They just hang around the LC and just freaking. It's really weird.
Yeah.
but I guess that's very
they're
specific.
e-bikes. They're probably in every city. Parkdale would be almost comparable to, like, the Brooklyn of Toronto. For more context, people who aren't around
This
here,
isn't another one of those fucking trucker freedom rallies, is it? Sounds like something's going down over there in Toronto.
God bless the truckers.
with all those scooters and. Hey Mikey, can we make this more political?
Yeah, let's
I can
do
keep
it.
going. I like to be. I'm like the fun guy at the charades party. I come up with all the best prompts. Hey, we're gonna go to the shop and spend some money. Fucking Zissman found one that's worth $2,000. Ooh. not
It is
bad.
kind of amazing to think, like, these things are cheap. You can get on the road for, like, a few weeks' pay. Like, like, usually you think of a car or something like that, and you're like, wow, where am I going to get the money for that? But, like, scooters can be pretty cheap, and I'm sure they're decent to ride around. If you're in, like, LA or something, you don't have to worry about the weather.
Come on.
Great option.
Sure. But what
You
about if
exhibit
you're
to pimp your ride, and you're just like rolling around with like a fish tank on the back.
Yeah, we just gotta wait. We gotta give Exhibit a few more years to age, and then he'll come back. He'll make a comeback. It'll be pimping scooters in no time. So Zissman starts this thing, and of course the son Murray's he's smart enough because they're con men here. I mean they're conning the shit out of this guy. You take him down there, boy, and you talk to him about the you talk to him about the Prune Juice 8000 over there. I'm going to sit on this one. I couldn't come up with a better name for a scooter. That's fucking terrible. The Prune Juice 8000? Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know where you were
There's
going.
There's not going to be an episode 101 after this. Listen, guys, all I know is when you get Zissman alone on this thing, we all knew. Like, did you guys know the first time you saw this in the theater, he was going to go through the window? Because I picked up on it pretty quick.
Yeah. I think it was also included in the ad for Jackass 3D, was Zissman going through a plate glass window on a scooter.
Probably was. So, yeah, it turns out I'm just a fucking idiot. I probably just pulled that right from the trailer. But you guys are right, though. It's like, you kind of get a sense that something shit's about to go down. And when he goes through the window, all I'm wondering though, and the only thing I really want to know, and you guys can debate on it here with me in a second, is when he goes through, do you think this is a stunt window or do you think this is the real thing? Because
it's got to be a stunt window.
It's got to be.
There's no way they would risk.
Fine. Yeah.
It's a full it's a tall floor to ceiling window. If you shatter something like that, you can legitimately catch like a shard of glass in the jugular. There's no way insurance on this movie would have allowed that to be a plate glass window. It's the sugar glass or whatever it's called. But what I like about it is yes, it's funny to go through the window, but he also he goes through the window and then he knocks down a bunch of other bikes. It's pure chaos. And it's clearly one of those situations similar to in Jackass Forever, the furniture store where the manager or someone has to know this is happening.
I've heard we talked about that. We cleared that before where the person who owns the thing is in on it. It's the employees that aren't. Yeah.
Similar to the not Eddie's Auto, but there was the Destruction Derby where they rent a car Destruction Derby, that kind of thing as well, where the owner knew it, but the workers didn't. And this is great because you get a bunch of workers who are concerned for the safety, probably concerned for their own job, and then everyone else who's in the place. One guy comes by to check out what's going on, and he's decked out in street armor or something, like he's about to he's gonna race in a motocross race. But I'm like, dude, you're going maybe 30 miles an hour on that thing max. Chill out with the.
He's rocking his Cyrax cosplay. That's all that is. That's all I know.
He looks like fucking wannabe Mad Max. Yeah, he's not. Yeah. Otherwise, do you think this one elicited the reactions that warranted it being kind of what, you know what I mean? Was this good enough? Did it get good enough reactions? Because they clearly only had one shot at it.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean, it was good, but I feel with these ones, it's always funny to me when you think about it. It's I personally. I think the ones that hit me the most are the ones that aren't big productions for the most part. Yeah. You get the odd one that's a huge production that just lands Silence of the Lambs or something along those lines. But when they get the people in the store and the amount of work they had to do versus the reward, I don't think was worth it personally.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
Fair enough. No, I think I'd agree with you guys pretty close on that one because it's because you have to fake it. You have to do the fake glass. You have to do all that shit. I mean, if you're not thinking too hard about it as a viewer and you go in and go, okay, cool. He went through the window. Holy shit, I can't believe that. And then by the time, if your attention span's short enough that by the time you get to the next sketch, you've kind of forgotten about it, then it might stick with you as something that you thought was legitimate. But I think most people are thinking, oh, how is he not fucking cut to shit right now? And the way he kind of just drives away, with the scooter at the end of the sketch too. There's just too many pieces, like you said, Mikey.
That was my favorite part. I got to be honest, because everything else, to Chris's point, was such a set piece. They clearly had to pay to replace the window, pay for all the scooters. They have the cameras pre-set up, and in a stunt that has such high production value, you expect more from it. This isn't them sitting around a table what can we do with super glue? This is a pre-planned thing, so you want there to be a little bit more. And it turns out, in my opinion, the funniest part about it is when Johnny, I'm assuming ad-libs, just getting back up and driving away on the scooter and giving them the finger. I'm that was the funniest part, and it was the least planned bit. Or at least it came across that way. So with that said, do we want to get into our reviews on this one? Seems big enough to review.
Yeah.
I'll lead us off. I haven't done that in a while.
Do we get to include the video montage in our review? Like the music video?
No.
Okay, well, I changed.
Crossing the lines.
I don't think so. No. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like as part of this stunt.
Yeah.
No, I think those are two separate things. This one, because this one gets like Irving buys a scooter is like, that's like the I think even like a title card. This one, didn't really do it for me. I'm not a huge fan. I would rather have like a low budget hit than a high budget miss. I think a high budget miss has to be held to a much higher standard. I'm actually going to give this one a 4 out of 10.
Okay. Chris, what do you got?
I'm going a 5 out of 10. Like, I still laughed, especially like you said. I love how he gave him the finger at the end, and I always do try and put myself. If you're working that, like, to us, we know it's staged, but whoever was working there that day, that was the scariest thing that's ever fucking happened to them. So when I take that, it kind of gives it enough to make it a 5, which is a good score. It's not great. It's just like I liked it, you know?
Yep.
I could use it. I didn't need it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 4 cankles out of 10 on this one.
Nice. Look at me and Jay as the hard markers. I love it.
Yeah. So, you guys get fucking that uncanny valley creeped out shit like I do when you see a upside down chin face? Why does that sound racist? Upside down chin face. That sounds like some real derogative shit.
It does. It really does.
I shouldn't be saying.
You're like, Jay doesn't like Samoans. Did you hear what he said? And you're like, I don't know why that's Samoan, but it sounds like something arbitrary that you apply to an entire group of people.
To me, it brings back my childhood and brings back Camp Caribou.
Camp Caribou. Very Canadian. Speaking of $2. Did you guys ever do this upside down chin thing?
No.
I have a good video from when I was in Africa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to elaborate or?
Yeah, it was just pretty cute. I'll see if I could find it and send it to the Instagram page.
Okay.
And people will be waiting with bated breath. Oh boy, they can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, I was summarizing the day in the safari with my little chin. It was like the Instagram filter.
That is actually pretty cute.
It was really cute. I think he might have even been a Viking.
If people are confused, basically what you do is you put 2 little googly eyes on the bottom of your chin, go upside down, and it looks like a little like Mr. Potato Head mouth is kind of speaking. And Chris Pontius is doing that in this one.
Yeah, I love Pontius the Barbarian. They're going to have a little bit of a fight with a scorpion. And holy shit, like, I love this because he's the master of the character for the Jackass crew, the character actor here.
Yes.
And he's calling the scorpion all sorts of shit, like the swine of the darkness. When he starts getting attacked, I like how he just keeps taunting it. He calls it a fool. And then it's only like a couple more stings later that he's like, fuck this, I'm out. And like the scene underneath, because like he's laying upside down with his chin up and there's a little hole. So like when Pontius comes out of the apparatus here to escape, basically like all the mountains in the ground just erupt and like the Pontius monster just emerges from the ground and then he's just fucking...
It looks like a biblical story.
There you go.
It's just,
it looks so epic.
Yeah.
Chris,
Like the best war
by the way, Chris, what were you just doing on your phone? Because
I was trying to find my my little chin video.
Oh, okay.
And then, so I was trying to look at my Snapchat thing to find the archive because I think it was Snapchat, and then I don't know how to use Snapchat anymore because I'm not 12 years old. And
I just look over at Chris and there's like sound playing from his phone and he's staring at his phone. I'm like, I guess he's not interested in the podcast anymore.
Right. It's been a long day.
This one, Jay, though, like you kind of skip past it, like. Pontius has a thing with scorpions. I didn't realize how many scorpion stunts he had in this. You know, for him to be the person, the doctor who's applying scorpion Botox to Rachel Wolfson in Jackass Forever makes a ton of sense now. We've seen him do basically scorpion Botox in Wild Boys. A couple times he has some scorpion shit that he does, and now we have him again getting stung all over his the bottom half of his face. But here. You mentioned this uncanny valley thing, Jay. Like, this is how strange the human mind can be. In my mind, I forgot that this was Pontius's upside down chin. I was just watching a character fending off scorpions. So when the scorpion bit his lip, I said, oh shit, it's about to sting him in the eye. But that's a googly eye. Like, it's not actually anything that's going to hurt him. But in my mind, I was worried for Pontius's eye or Pontius the Barbarians.
No, totally. Yeah, man. It was a convincing piece of costume work. I'll give you that. He when he gets out of this thing though, he stands up straight, right? He's went from a horizontal position to completely vertical in the matter of seconds, and he's just frozen. And he looks at the camera and he's like, doesn't know what to say. So they ask him, "What, Chris? What happened?" So I'm over it. I'm over it. That's
I'm over it. Dunn asking him what happened. Like, what the fuck do you think happened? I got stung by a scorpion on my face. Like, of course something shitty happened.
Yeah.
And Steve-O's there in the background looking oddly sullen, which I've noticed in a couple scenes in Jackass 3D. Like, this is a newly sober Steve-O, and I think sometimes he just feels a little out of place. This, he definitely had that vibe for. But Pontius, like you mentioned, Jay, after he gets up and he's kind of looking towards the camera and he's just like stunned. He's like, I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. He looks like the after picture in a meth not even once ad. He's got like sores all over his fucking face. He's just kind of like,
oh, it's so nasty. Oh man. But yeah, it's a good sketch, but I think they expected it to go for longer, but they got something funny out of it in Pontius's reaction to the whole thing. So I'm glad they left that in. It was pretty good.
I liked it too. And I think I had this one down for a rating. I kind of think it warrants it.
Okay.
But I also don't know if I just had this weird appreciation for it and the seeming unending diorama budget on Jackass 3D, because it seems like every stunt has a new like diorama in it. Do you guys want to give this one a rating?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Chris, why don't you start us off? You seem eager.
It's an 8.5 out of 10. I just visually, this just hit the spot for me. I loved it. Like you said, it's like you forget what you're watching, and it just seemed like this epic scene from like a movie as a kid. Like, I don't know what it was about it. It just, number one, is super cute. It was kind of scary. Everything about the design of this thing worked so well with it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I could watch fucking an hour of that straight.
Yeah. Jay, what about you?
Yeah, no, it's good. Definitely love Pontius doing his character actor thing, like I said. And, yeah, more than anything, him taunting the scorpion was what got me laughing the most. And I was kind of wondering now that I'm thinking about it. He had his chin poking out, right? And he has like a little sword too, doesn't he?
It's just like tied to the side of his chin. Yeah,
his chin.
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to figure out how they did that. Now that I'm thinking about it in my memory, I'm like, how the fuck did they? Was he like sticking his hands through? But yeah, okay, it was just tied on. The whole gimmick is funny though. It's good. Not my highest rated sketch though of all time. Like, it's good for a short little laugh, but like in terms of what we're doing here, probably just gonna stick at a hard mark and J with a 5.5 out of 10.
Whoa!
It's fun, but it's not my favorite thing for the movie. So
I don't know. This is such a good moment for Pontius, and if nothing else, it gives you the moment of like I said, my imagination made me believe that I was watching a barbarian fend off a giant monster, and that weird dissonance between my imagination and what's actually happening when Pontius finally says, okay, get me out of here. And the imagination I had of this barbarian fending off a monster just saying, I'm done, get me out of here. And then him raising from the bottom of the diorama. It was just so silly in the way that I think only Pontius can achieve on the set of Jackass. I'm close to Chris on this one with an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
The other thing I forgot to mention, it's like thinking about, like, if you look at things to scale, right? What more perfect of an animal could you use than a scorpion that would seem so perfect to be this giant fucking monster? We see them as these little things. Yeah, they're kind of creepy looking, but like if you pictured a monster, a real life scorpion would be pretty goddamn close to like some epic old school mythological
So
beast.
true. So true. Ever since King's Quest 6, scorpions have scared the shit out of me because there's a giant one in that.
Yeah, fuck. I grew up watching too much Beast Wars. I legitimately thought scorpions were like that fucking big in real life until I saw one for the first time. I was like, oh, that's not so bad.
By the way, I can't believe we made it through this entire stunt without talking about the fact that Steve-O, Bam Margera, Ryan Dunn, and Johnny Knoxville, the ones who are not in the diorama fending off the scorpions, all have these tiny plastic cowboy hats on, like for no reason whatsoever. They never mention anything about it, and they're just hanging around looking like they're having a good old yeehaw time, whatever that means.
Were the guys in Lemon Party wearing cowboy hats, or am
I still haven't seen it.
Picturing that wrong.
Is this required viewing?
Well, it is. I think we've talked about this before too, and I don't know why I pictured them, but I think it's funnier if all those old dudes sucking each other's limp dicks are wearing plastic cowboy hats with a little string around the chin. You know.
Okay, enough with the hard sell, Jay. I'll watch it.
Yeah,
fine, like, whatever.
Oh, goddamn. Slingshot yoga ball. Knoxville gets absolutely destroyed by this thing here. Fucking great. Love it.
This is a great one because I don't think it would actually hurt that much, but the visual is fantastic.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And hey, man, This next one is, we get a little bit of a cameo appearance here from the legendary Matt Hoffman himself, which is always awesome to see our, extreme sports superstars in the mix. And this is the Sweatsuit cocktail, which you may remember features Preston Lacey. I got to say at this point, before we talk about what happens here, good for Preston. He's getting a ton of screen time in this movie.
Yeah, seriously.
He's doing great. He's killing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why...
Is Preston the Danger Aaron of Jackass 3D? Maybe not quite. I mean Danger Aaron as he was in Jackass Forever. Like, he really just had his shining moment. And maybe Jackass 3D doesn't have one of those particularly. But man, he's getting more screen time, you're right, Jay, than I've seen in almost any other movie.
Oh, totally. Yeah, no, he's here. He's here. And this sketch, man, though, it's like they're setting it up. And I'm thinking, okay, he's wrapped in this, like, it's like one of those plastic see-through suits you might wear if you're, like, doing some insulation in your house, and you got, like, the fucking, it's just made out of plastic. But
it's what Patrick Bateman wore over his suit when he murdered someone to the soundtrack of Huey Lewis in the News.
You know way too much. The detail, Mikey.
Like, was obsessed with Patrick Bateman.
I have a picture of him in my living room. It's a true story.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You do.
Just go back to last week's episode. The whole basement thing, we know. There's a lot of weird shit going on at that house. I know. It's okay. I've accepted it.
I'd never do it at my own house, Jay. It's in the storage locker that I rent out.
Right, the vacation home. Yeah.
That's what I call my vacation home.
Yeah.
That's what I call my storage locker, the vacation home.
So it's enough to see Preston in this, like, plastic suit, and he's just fucking naked underneath. But then you realize, once you start seeing that they went to their local Costco and bought a heat dish, that, oh yeah, okay, they're cranking up the heat. They probably got, like, the indoor heating running. Like, if I don't know what you guys have in California. Do you have baseboard heating? We have fucking forced air over here. It's all it's a thing. Listen, it's hot in this fucking room. You can tell because already he hasn't even gotten on the exercise bike, and he's like a pork roast. And I just want to dig in and get a bite of that. But we got to keep going, boys. We got to get this guy some exercise. And it's not long with he's pedaling this bike and he's just fucking exhausted. I feel for Preston because it must be so I can't imagine having to do this and be in that plastic suit that doesn't breathe. Like, he's just pouring sweat, which is what we want. What are we here to do, Mikey? Well, please take this from me. I need someone to take this from me.
Yeah, the premise is that he's going to sweat. They have a funnel that leads from, like, his ass area in a little PVC tube to, like, a jar. This is the most rinky-dink Jackass shit I've ever seen in terms of, like, an actual set. Like, they have Paramount money, MTV money, and this is what they come to get to collect the sweat. It's disgusting. Because we don't know who yet, but someone is going to drink the Sweatsuit cocktail, which is, of all the stunts in this movie, maybe barring the last one, which we'll get to, 9 episodes from now, this is the one that got my gag reflexes, like, chugging. Poor choice of words for chugging, because that's the last thing I want to do in relation to this one. But it's funny, you mentioned, Jay, he's been on the treadmill for 3 minutes and he's already sweating. After 3 minutes on a treadmill, he looks more miserable than when he took a fucking football to the face from a pro kicker. I'm like, that is, what? Priorities, good on him.
To me, the sheer, is it just me, or is it that the fact that he looks so physically tired makes it that much worse? Like, the sweat is grosser sweat for some reason.
Like it's squeezing out like you're wringing out a Thanksgiving turkey. Like, that's what this sweat looks like. It's yellow, which is so
it's
fucking
like milky.
disgusting.
It looks like fat guy coconut water.
Yeah, coconut water. Yeah, I had the same. Yeah, yes.
It looks like if you left this in a cup overnight, it would congeal like bacon grease.
Oh, dude. I remember going into the fridge one day and someone had left a carton of that 1 liter carton of coconut water open and it was past the expiry date, and I just took a swig without checking. Oh, and it was like chunky on the inside and sour, and it was like, I imagine.
Are you sure this wasn't Preston Lacey's sweat?
It could have been, for all I know, because when I saw the cup in the show, I'm thinking, oh, that flavor came back, plus BO, and I was just thinking like, fuck me, that's got to be the nastiest shit. I cannot believe. And of course it's Steve-O doing it, right? Like, of course, of all the guys who's going to do it. But like, you can tell how bad it was because there's no time to even debate about it, guys. Like, he can't even get it past the fucking soft palate without yakking. Like he's just
Oh.
puking immediately, and everybody
The
in the
worst
room looks
also is-
miserable. Like
Where the sweats comes out from.
Yes.
It's like
an
not
ass
like
crack,
a
dude.
regular part of your body. It's the worst part you'd want sweat to like pool up it.
And they have to wring it out of the sweatsuit.
they
Like
do.
just the whole, like to be there for the process, I feel like would almost be worse than if you walked in and they had like, okay, here's a question for you guys. Would you rather be in the room for this, sights, smells, like the visceral memory of seeing this sweat produced, but you only have to do half a cup, or you walk into a nice, cold, well-lit kitchen with it in a glass, but it's a full cup? What would you rather do?
Definitely the second one.
Honestly, same with me.
I'm more of a cycle. I build myself up
Yeah.
in my head more than anything else. You could just plug your nose one. No, I fuck this. Man. I hate this.
Chris is so
I
miserable.
don't want nothing to do with it. This is maybe like the one that out of all things in the history of this is the one that probably grosses me
It's
out
up
the
there. Jay, which would you rather do?
man,
You can tell how long it's taking us to think about this, how much this stunt weighs
if I
on
go
us.
into the nice, clean, modern kitchen where it's well lit and the windows are open and it smells like lilies and
Uh-huh.
shit. Lilies and shit. That's like what my bathroom smells like. I don't know, dude. There's no easy answer to this, because if I drink that, I'm gonna puke anywhere I am. I kind of feel bad puking in the nice, clean kitchen. that nice environment where it's well lit. I'm just gonna make a fucking mess of that place. I will say this: whatever's in that drink, though, that'll give you cankles.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
for sure. Instantaneously,
Yeah.
they just
Goes straight to your cankles. Straight to your.
straight to your kegels. That fucking bacon grease looking shit that
Dude.
you have to drink. It is
I
so
wonder-
disgusting.
You can't see it with a camera angle, but there's got to be a skin, like a film on top of that.
Yeah,
on the top of the
100%.
drink.
Like-
Yeah, like
like-
a bubbly.
Like when you
Ugh.
put Jello in the fridge, and
Yeah.
then there's the little like thing, or hot chocolate when it congeals on top, and you can like pick it up.
the gravy when gravy
Yes,
sitting
Yeah.
for a
exactly.
while.
You guys
and
ever
skin
try to
comes on
eat
top.
that? That Jello skin.
Nope.
It's not pleasant.
I would not do that. I would not do.
I've-
Speaking of
I've
things
had
that
that
horses
happen.
make, because it's all the ground up bones and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like glue. This, like watching Steve-O drink it and immediately gag, is that would be awful. I would do that in a heartbeat. Preston, though, the whole time is still so exhausted that he can barely react. He's standing there front and center on screen, and he's like barely can keep his eyes open. I wonder in total how long he actually ended up on the bike for.
Oh, dude. They should have let him
Probably
have the
like
drink.
fucking a minute and 27 seconds.
Yeah, maybe they should have let him have the drink though. Get the electrolytes back in. He
Yeah,
needed them.
exactly.
He was about
Yeah.
to pass out, that poor fucking guy. But yeah, this sketch, I already know that Chris is gonna be giving this a.
I'm so
5-star.
curious. Yeah, Chris, you
so please.
you set the stage, Chris, because I'm
Please set the
curious to
stage.
see where you come with it.
I'm curious to see where I go because
Well, then this is going to be a confusing ass review if you don't know yet.
I don't like this. I don't find it fun watching it. I don't want nothing to do with it. Like, I would be happy skipping past this one and not watching it. But anything that has that much power over someone's emotions and feelings and just disgust, there's got to be you got to give credit
Yeah,
for that
you
too.
do.
So I don't know if I want to give it a 2 out of 10 or I want to give it an 8 out
Right.
of 10. So it's like, and it's not in the middle because it's not an in between thing. It's very polarizing. So, you know what? I got to give them credit. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10,
Wow.
even though I hate it, just because it has such a strong effect. And you got to give credit where credit's due. Anything like that we're talking about that we don't even want to talk about. We can't even, if you look at all of our faces as we're discussing this, we're purposely not getting into too much detail because it evokes that much of a reaction. So you got to give credit where credit's
Chris,
due.
you said at the top of the episode that you don't think you understand art, and then you come up with this review that's like, it is so difficult and challenging to my moral viewpoints, my ethical understanding of the world, that I can't help but be enamored by the process. Like, you just had the most eloquent review talking about Preston Lacey dripping sweat out of his ass and then Steve-O chugging it. You do understand art, Chris.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you, Mike. I
art will
appreciate
do
it.
that to you. It'll make you feel things.
It'll make you feel things, and it clearly did make Chris feel things. Jay, where are you going with your rating on this one?
God, this is hard, dude. Because all three of us kind of got a little squeamish on this one. I think Mikey, you held it together the best, but even I wasn't feeling so good.
No. This was the closest I've come of just about any Jackass stunt to throwing up.
Okay.
For sure.
God. Oh man. Was that before or after you tied the belt around your neck and blew a big load?
I only ever watch these when I have something tied around my neck. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Be careful with that, by the way. I mean, like, I'm just saying safety first. It's kind of like the whole argument or discussion we had earlier about your planking and knowing your limits. Just, if you're going to do that, I'm all for it, but you take care of yourself out there. Okay.
Yes. I'm doing my best.
Friends don't let friends climax, with where am I going with this?
Now, you're going to have to help. This is like Chris entering his review not knowing what he's going to give. We cannot help you with this stuff.
So I went into the coal mine and broke my leg, and you guys just fucking pieced out. You're like, leave him. He's on his own. He's not getting out of here alive.
Yeah, I'm not risking myself for you. I've never met you in person, Jay. I'm not risking my life I'm sorry to say it.
It's fine. I understand. God,
we've had 100 episodes together. Yeah. It's not worth risking my life over. You're the one who got yourself in the coal mine in the first place. What the fuck are you doing there?
Yeah,
we already said you have a twink body. You're not going to survive in a coal mine. Stay out of there. Don't drag me down with you.
You'd be like Zoolander in there.
I think it's an advantage because
the black lung. I'm a merman.
Merman, Dad.
Yeah, guys, this fucking shit. Oh my, I don't know. What, you want me to give a number to this? It's gross. It's the nastiest, one of the nastiest things. We've seen a lot of nasty shit in 100 episodes, but I'm surprised at how all it takes is for a man to sweat into a cup, and just the sight of the cup is enough to feel put off. So I think Chris is onto something that I can't rate it low because it made me uncomfortable. I have to rate it high because of the power. Like, you could smell it. You could smell it through your screen, boys. So it's not, again, my favorite thing of all time, but like I think it's up there with having that power. I'm going to go a 7 out of 10 to give it a nice, like, solid footing. But, it's just too fucking gross. I don't even want to think about it anymore,
I hear you. Mm-hmm. So here's my thinking on this one. Because, again, struggling, the enjoyment fact, from a standpoint of purely enjoying a stunt, this one is not a high ranking. But you have to give credit to the fact that Jackass, this is one of the last things we've known about Jackass for 10 years at this point of watching this movie when it came out. We've seen shit, we've seen piss, we've seen vomit, we've seen everything. And yet they find a way, this far into us having been conditioned to see disgusting shit, they find a way to disgust us. That is impressive. It's very impressive, and I need to give kudos to that. If we're uncomfortable on it, I guarantee you Jeff Tremaine is sitting there with his hands behind his head like, I fucking did it. I fucking nailed it. No one said it could be done. Barring like literally eating someone's shit. They did a way for it to not actually cross any lines, but still gross us the fuck out. Yeah, I'm giving this one an 8.5 out of 10 for that reason.
I can agree. I can understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's never speak of this again. In fact,
I'm never speak about it again.
Yeah, I'm all podcasted out now. I think let's put a fucking fork in this shit for now.
Yeah, I think we have to.
Ugh. Yeah. Fuck. I don't know. Send us I can't even do it anymore. Jackass at Jackass Pod on Instagram,
Jay,
Twitter.
You missed the MVP LVPs again.
No, we're done.
We gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta stick to tradition. Don't let them rattle us, man.
All right. You want to go first? You never go first, do you?
I'll go first. I'd love to go first.
All right.
My MVP of this one is we've talked about him without mentioning his name. I think I actually did mention his name in one stunt. But he is all over this portion of the episode. All the stunts that we did. He directed the music video with Irving Zissman. He framed, he found an interesting way to shoot and frame Pontius the Barbarian with the fantastic diorama. He gave us what we never in a million years thought we would have wanted to see, which was a worldwide tour of a 3D dildo going throughout space and eventually hitting William telling a guy in the chin. And then he also put together a stunt which grossed us out as Jackass fans. Jeff Tremaine as the orchestrator of all these stunts, filming like taking a football to the face stunt and making it look like a fucking Wes Anderson movie. Jeff Tremaine, it killed it in this one. Absolutely killed it. And I don't know that he's ever gotten an MVP award from any of us in this episode, and it's fitting that on episode 100, that's what he's getting.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cheat code, though.
No, because some of them are bad.
Yeah,
like
touche,
sometimes he
touche.
doesn't nail it. He
I'm kind
nailed
of just
this set
jealous
of
that you
stunts.
came up with that because that was a pretty goddamn good one, to be honest. I was going to go with the obvious choice, or what I thought was the obvious choice, until you had to go fucking steal my thunder. Preston.
Yeah.
He was in a bunch of stuff, taking a thing to the face. He did a good job today. Sorry, my back is killing me, man. I'm struggling. I can't even think.
He's struggling. We'll wrap up. Jay, what about you?
What the fuck was Matt Hoffman doing there anyway?
Great question. He showed up at the wrong fucking time, dude.
Yeah, it's not often we all align. Well, we didn't all align. Mikey kind of fucked that up for the rest of us, but I'm with Chris on this one.
As I usually do, apparently.
Yeah, no, it's Preston for sure because, like I said, he got a ton of screen time, but like he did a lot of shit here, and he didn't really bitch, moan, complain. He did well. It was just nice to see him in there. I don't know, just taking a front fucking seat here. I liked it. It was nice. And like he's so humble too. Like.
Yeah.
To have the ass crack sweat strained out of that suit in front of everybody and everybody's laughing. And he's just like, fuck it. You know what? I'm here for Jackass. That's why I'm here. So props to him on this one.
For sure. Like it. I like that he got his due. LVPs, I'm going to go with, in my mind, what is the obvious choice. It's the congealed layer of fat on the cup of sweat when left at room temperature for, 3.5 minutes after being outside of Preston's body. Get that thing out of here. Sure, it made us all gag and all the
they should
great
take the
stuff,
remainder
whatever.
of that cup and send it to Chernobyl because it should not be anywhere near human beings.
Exactly. That is my LVP.
I'm going Matt Hoffman. He literally fucking rolls into the worst possible time in Jackass history you could be a part of. Doesn't even have a part to play and just has to be there for that disgusting behavior. Yeah. It sucks to be him there.
I hear you on that one.
Yep.
That's a good one. Jay, what about you?
LVP is also Preston Lacey for doing yellow face in the field goal sketch.
Okay, I like it.
All I could say is I hope he doesn't get canceled in 5 years because that's usually how these things go.
Yeah, actually, apparently The Simpsons are getting canceled for a similar reason.
And with that, now, Jackass Pod on Instagram, Twitter, all the fucking sites, all the sites that you frequent. YouTube, if you're not watching this on YouTube, you could be. Did you know?
Yeah.
We're not just an audio podcast.
Even if you don't watch it, if you like us, like even if you like listen to the podcast, when you're on YouTube, just take fucking 2 minutes, go on there, just click the fucking like button.
Yep.
Drop
leave
a comment, say
too.
Mikey's stupid or something like that. Just anything helps.
Yeah, even if all the comments just said Mikey is stupid, we would be doing so much better in the algorithm. So that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That fucking helps, boys.
Yeah, let's see it. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I've said this before on the podcast, most of the TikToks we've had go viral, and now we're up to like 16,000 followers on TikTok. Most of the ones we've had go viral are because people really don't like what I have to say. That is 9 times out of 10. People fucking can't stand me.
No, you're the workhorse. I got to give you props. Thank you for that. They may hate you out there, but look, you're jumping up those numbers. Men of the people like Chris and I, we don't get the likes because we don't need them, frankly. I
do. I survive off of likes.
So
I chug down likes like Steve-O chugs down Preston Lacey's sweat.
No, we love you. You do all the work. So seriously, thank you. And thank you, listener, for listening to us for 100 episodes. Holy fucking shit. That's pretty cool. We've come a long way. And I guess we'll just continue, I guess. Like, what else are we going to do? We literally have nothing else going on in our lives.
Nope.
This is pretty much the highlight and pinnacle of anything we've done or amounted to. Just ask our parents. And I mean, if we quit now, then what else is there, really? So
the world ends, I think.
Yeah. Well, until 101
episodes.
Well, how am I the only one getting fucking sentimental here, guys? Come on. 100 episodes.
I know, it's cool. It's
big.
Really cool. It's
I know
really cool.
Chris's back hurts. He needs
I got like nerve pain to the fucking roof. I'm like, Jay, I love you, bud. But wrap this fucking thing up. I can't sit like this anymore.
All right.
It's like on fire and my leg is fucking burning.
Find us on our socials to help celebrate our 100th episode.
Yeah, please do.
How about that?
Tag us.
Yeah.
Happy.
And Chris, I hope you find that fucking upside down chin face so we can post that.
Yeah.
See you soon. All right. I'm leaving now. Bye. I'm Jason Wellwood.
Bye. I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Bye. I'm Mikey Aaronworth. And this has been Jackass.
furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Get into it.